Hello everybody and welcome to our Planet Coaster Console Edition launch live stream. We have done it. We have launched. If you are with us today, I hope that it means that you are also going to be playing at the same time. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. I am also joined by the lovely producer, Lloyd Morgan-Moore. Hello.
Hello, thank you very much. What a wonderful introduction.
But if you don't know me, my name is Chanté. I'm a community manager on Planet Coaster. And yeah, we have launched, everyone. Today's the day. I'm so excited. I can't believe it, Lloyd. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, a mixed variety of emotions, really. It's super happy and really excited for everyone to get their hands on it and see what people can come up with. And obviously it's the end of a big project for us as well. So, you know, coming to the end of it, it's obviously a slightly strange feeling if you've been working on something for so long.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's amazing to get it out there and also to get it on next gen. Because,
yeah,
you know,
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I haven't had a chance to play on my own next gen yet because I couldn't get an Xbox. But no, you know, lots of people will be opening their new consoles today and they can jump on Planet Coaster and have a play.
Yeah, so Planet Coaster Console Edition has launched today. It's not available on the PlayStation 5 just yet because the PlayStation 5 hasn't launched. But today you can play it on current gen and also next gen Xbox. So I know that there are people in the chat. I'm going to give them a shout out. I'm going to shout out our mods today. I've got Joel, Muttley, Elizabeth Wingardium Levercoaster, Slopey, Heather G, Osric, Bongo, Jane Turner, and Robert Maynard. Thank you so much for modding today, everybody. We have our CM team that are also in the chat. So we've got Jay, Tim, and Jens. If you want to ask any questions, you can do so. I know that there's also some familiar faces. I did see Tommy T, I did see 8-Bit Josh, Tijeb Soul, Kit Tracer, hello, and also some new people. I don't believe that I have met people like Video Game Braden, Potato Dude, Slothy Vlogs, Upbeat Terraria. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So today, yes, it has launched Planet Coaster Console Edition. You can play it right now, but we will be looking at the tutorial. We will be looking at the career mode, and we will also be touching on the Oswald Eugene counter, which we spoke about on the forums yesterday. If you don't know what it is, you can go and read about it there. But yeah, like Lloyd, for people that have not met you before, can you tell them what you did on the project?
Yeah, so I am producer on Planet Coaster Console, so I work with the rest of the wonderful production team and the rest of the wider team who have done a fantastic job on this game to make sure everything comes together, to make sure that we've got everything set up in the right way, and to make sure that the game plays as we want it to play, and to ensure that we that we can give people the best possible experience, really. You know, it's a bit of everything on the production side, so it goes from everything from the sort of planning side of things to more to arranging meetings and play testing, and yeah, it's a nice varied role, I think, and you get a nice overview of the project as a whole. Yeah, we've been really excited for next gen, especially because it's a new exciting platform for us. So yeah, it's a great role to be in, I think, actually, for projects.
Yeah, so speaking of next gen, how was it actually developing a Planet Coaster Console Edition for current gen and next gen at the same time?
So it's been an interesting one because we've developed current gen games before. As anyone knows, Frontier have released titles on current gen consoles, and so we were able to carry some of that over to next generation. But the main thing is we've been able to use the extra power. The next gen consoles are more powerful, obviously, and we've been able to sort of harness that for the game. It's had its own challenges along the way, of course it has, because they're brand new platforms for us, but we've been able to overcome them, and we've learned a lot of things along the way, and yeah, now that the game is finally getting into the hands of players, it's really cool to be able to see what they think and see what they can come up with.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I wanted to ask, as you said, now that they've got their hands on it, how does that feel? How does it feel that people actually can play the game that you've been and the team have been working on for a long time now? How does it feel?
It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome seeing people get their hands on it. Especially when you see things like photographs of physical copies. That's really cool to see because it's an actual physical thing that you can hold in your hands. Hearing the stories from people, I saw a story yesterday that a guy said he was going to wait for his daughter to come home and have the game available on screen for her, so that as soon as she walked in the door, she could see that they were going to be able to play it. And I thought that's brilliant. It's a really nice, heartwarming story. It reminds me of why I got into games, because they offer you these magical moments that you keep in your mind forever. Really, if you've got an exciting game you're looking forward to, especially in the current climate, it can be everything, you know. And it's awesome to see it finally come together and see how excited people are for it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to let you launch the tutorial while I do let everybody know the game has launched, Planet Coaster Console Edition. If you'd like to keep up with any news or announcements, please follow us on social. We're active on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We also have a forums where we let everybody know the latest news, and we have a website. So please check all those out. But yeah, we're going to be touching on the tutorial now, something that is new to Planet Coaster Console Edition.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've got the main tutorial and the coaster tutorial. They're fully voiced. You'll meet new characters in them. First character you'll hear is Oswald B. Thompson.
Yeah.
Here he goes. I won't talk too much over this. But yeah, it speaks for itself. So let's have a play of it.
Yeah, the tutorial is absolutely brilliant. I love all the new characters. I think they're so great. And I think the Planet Coaster, well, just the Planet team in general, the audio team when they work on Planet, I think they have such a great knack for finding people with very distinct voices that can join us on the games, because Planet Zoo also had a great, some great voice acting in there. But if you don't know, the language that we use in the Planet franchise is Planco. It was created for the Planet games. But yeah, they're talking English there, or whatever language that you play the game in. But yeah, so we have launched the tutorial, and it's something that we obviously recommend people do play when they play Planet Coaster Console Edition, because you know, you have all the different controls and whatnot. So would you still recommend it for people that have already played the game on PC?
Absolutely, yeah. Even if you played the game on PC, you've got to remember that we have redesigned the entire UI. So things are going to be in slightly different places. There's going to be new features in there that you might not be aware of. And it just acts as a general introduction to the gamepad controls. Although they're on the screen at all times anyway, so they're all really useful and you can always access them via the pause menu. It's something that it's really useful, and it sort of eases you into it a little bit, because it is technically the start of career mode. You do get stars for completing this that count towards your career progression. You can skip them, you can jump straight into the first career level if you want to do that, but I think it's quite cool to get the intro to the game, to get the intro to the characters, because you'll also hear their voices throughout the rest of career mode, and it's a nice sort of intro to the game in general, I think. So you'll hear them talking throughout this. It's really, really cool. I think that we've got a fully voiced tutorial in there. Let me just move the camera and complete this objective. It starts out with the very basics: move and rotate the camera, fairly straightforward. Zoom in. Let's have a look at these guys playing on the crane machine. And there we are, objective complete.
Woohoo, the first objective, we did it. I know that there's people talking about the audio, but
is it okay?
I think they're having issues hearing you more than me, but to my knowledge is the max for me. On your board, on the bottom where there's the last one, can you turn that up?
Slide it up a little bit.
Yeah, would you be able to?
How's that? Is that any better?
Has that made any difference for anybody? Just let us know. Obviously, we want you all to have as much fun as possible.
I don't want to crank it too high, it'll just start deafening people.
But please let us know if you're still having issues with the audio. So, touching on the tutorial some more, what was it like creating Planet Coaster for the gamepad? Something that I know a lot of people had some interest in, because there are a lot of buttons on the PC when people play, and it is, you know, you are able to play this on keyboard and mouse too. But how was it creating the game for the gamepad?
It's been challenging, I'm not going to lie. It's obviously, you're going from a full keyboard, and although we do support keyboard and mouse, you have to then support gamepad as well. You're going from a full keyboard and mouse controls to a gamepad. It's not as simple as just making it work on a pad using the sticks and the buttons. You've also got to remember that when it comes to things like object placement, ride placement, things like that, you no longer have the separation of camera and cursor. So we had to come up with a way to make the object placement still feel good, but make it so that you didn't suddenly have this crazy control scheme where you've got the camera on one stick and the movement of the objects on another stick, because it didn't feel natural. We tried a few things like that, but they just didn't feel right. So what we've ended up with is a system where you've got this cursor in the center of the screen, and that always stays in the center of the screen, so you can always tell what's going to be selected. It will change slightly when an object can be interacted with. As you can see just there, the dot appears and it contracts slightly.
Yeah.
But alongside that, we wanted to have quick access to operations, so we also introduced something called the radial menu, which is available, and that will be introduced shortly. I'll bring it up on the screen so you can see it there. But this gives you access to all of your most frequently used options. And yeah, it's a really nice way to shortcut to items, but we'll show you that in more detail in a little while. We've got the help screens. These pop up throughout the tutorial and also when you first access various bits of the career mode. So let's head over to the highlighted area, which is just over here. And Oswald wants us to get rid of these items in the area. So what you can do is you can select the items, which brings up their scenery group, and you can then navigate down to the delete button, and that will delete it. But obviously you don't want to do that every time if you're going through a lot of different items. So what you can do is you can just select an item, well, hover over an item, press Y, and it's gone.
Nice. Very quick.
Nice, easy, quick to delete. And if you want to do it via the radial menu, you can also do that.
Very speedy. The radial menu is a great addition. I love what the team did with that. The radial menu is so cool. We do have a question from Upbeat Terraria. They say, I'm super excited, but I feel like the build limit will put a huge weight on my shoulders since making heavily themed coasters and more, and in general, will have a limit. Can we speak a little bit about the Oswald Eugene counter? Would you be able to show it via the settings?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll just place this ride down and finish placing this first of all, because this shows off the ride entrance and exit flow really nicely. I don't know why I went the long way around there. You can actually skip through. It's just a bit of a strange one. So this will automatically prompt you to build the entrance, exit, and the queue and exit paths. So let me just quickly go through this, and then we'll touch upon the Oswald counter in a little bit more detail, because I'm aware that people obviously are curious. Let me see if I can get this to auto-complete, will it? Yeah, there we go.
Nice job.
Cool. Yeah, so the Oswald Eugene counter is something that we've introduced to the game to essentially ensure that you get the best possible experience from your park. So what will happen is, as you place items throughout the level, the Oswald Eugene counter will keep track of these, and you'll get a percentage score that will build up as you place items throughout the park. And what it does is, as you get towards 100%, you will start to get notifications that appear, which you can control the frequency of, which we'll show you shortly. And essentially, it just means that when you get to around 100%, it will prompt you to start to remove unwanted items from within your park. It's a little feature that we've introduced to ensure that it runs as smoothly as possible, but also to ensure that your parks work across generations. So you'll find that if we can just bring it up, let's go into it and have a look. It's this tab on the end here. So there is a section on that called Not Backwards Compatible. And what that means is when you're building on a next generation console, if you go into that section there, it means that when you upload it to the workshop, it won't be compatible with the previous generation of consoles. So we've given people a little bit of extra on the next gen consoles. But what this also shows here, and obviously you've got the little description there, it's a nifty contraption from the minds of the people you see in the tutorial, so it ties into the characters. You'll also get your alert settings. So what you can do is, if you don't want to even see it before you reach 100%, you can just set it to 100% and it will only appear at 100%. There are various options here, so you can turn that down, and then what you can do is, if you want it to appear at, say, 80% and then reappear every 10, you can set it to do that. And you can even set it to remain on screen always, never, or after the first alert. So we've given people the option to hide that if they want to, if they're just playing through their career mode, they're likely never going to see it anyway, so they can just hide it. We'll leave it as it is for default now. No, I don't want to apply the changes, we'll leave it at 90%. But that's where it is, it's always accessible there. You can set it to appear on screen at all times if you really want to. But yeah, like I say, the idea is to ensure that your park runs and operates correctly. And I think what people are going to find is they're going to be quite surprised actually at how much you can do with that. So I mean, this is the tutorial level. It's not a massive park. You've got 2 rides in there. We'll have a coaster by the end of it, and you know, obviously you can't see the map boundaries here, but they're not too far off. You can see roughly where they are, and it's at 10%. So there's still a fair bit of expansion you can do there, and I think people are going to be surprised actually how much you can place down with that when they actually get to play the game themselves.
Yeah, for sure. So we are actually playing on the Xbox Series X today, which is very exciting. So this is the first time that we've played it on a next-gen console. On stream, at least, yeah.
On stream, yeah. I was going to say, I played it as part of the dev process. Luckily, people will be glad to hear. But yeah, no, this is the first time we're playing it live on stream. You know, everything you see on here is from a retail console. It's really, really cool. Let's have a look at the park management screen. Guests think that the Magic Castle is cheap.
We need to bump that up, Lloyd.
Yeah.
We need to bump those prices up. We don't want people thinking it's cheap. No. We want a successful park. So we do have a question. BDX asks, how does mouse and keyboard functionality work? Does the UI update? As we know, Planet Coaster Console Edition is mouse and keyboard compatible. But I know that we've touched on this in prior streams, but would you be able to just give some insight as to how it works?
Yeah, so when you plug in a mouse and keyboard, the main thing you're going to notice is that the on-screen prompts that you see will change. So things like your radial menu, your multi-select, your select, those options at the bottom that are currently on A and Y, they will change to the relevant keyboard or mouse icons. And honestly, there isn't too much else that changes. Most of the UI, all of the UI on console version has been built with both control methods in mind. So it's not just a case of updating it to work with a controller. We've also kept keyboard and mouse in mind at all times. So the UI won't change as such. The button prompts will change to notify you that you're now in keyboard and mouse mode. So yeah, it's not going to jump back to like the PC version or anything.
Yeah, for sure. Which is why we do recommend playing the tutorials so that you can get to grips with the new controls. You can get to grips with things like the radial menu, for example. There was another question. I'm just trying to find it. Somebody was asking, can you go through the buttons to get to the settings and stuff? Would love to hear about them just for a little help. So I know that we do actually have the buttons in the settings at all times. You can see the controller. So I love this feature. It's very accessible, very easy for people to visit, whenever they want. These do actually have the buttons that you'll need. You, as Lloyd is doing now, you'll be able to go through the different, if you press the bumpers, you'll be able to go and check out the different versions of the controls that you can get, because, when you're building certain things, such as coaster editing, coaster building, terrain, they're all there for you. I don't believe the buttons really change between them, between the different modes, as you were just going through with the pass and the coaster. I think the general button locations are always the same, just to keep it very streamlined, very easy as possible. But yeah, so the buttons are there. You'll always be able to check them out. They're always available for you to read. But I don't believe we want to take a look at the tutorial for much longer. I know that another section of the stream will be the career. So have we done this? Oh well, you just got a tick all there. How many more objectives do we have to do you know, or should we just head over to career?
There are quite a few. So what this will do then is it will go through things like keeping your guests happy by placing shops to fulfill their needs. The first bit is about gaining money, which is obviously one of the most important things, or as Cynthia would say, the most important thing. So yeah, the first bit goes through your money, then it's keeping your guests happy, and then you eventually end up placing a big roller coaster and riding it, and that's when you finish this initial tutorial. There is a coaster building tutorial, and that will take you through building a custom coaster, and sort of how the G-forces affect the excitement, fear, and nausea ratings. So I don't think we're looking at that one today, though, so you can play that yourselves, I'm sure. But there we are, we've just achieved the bronze objective.
We just got the bronze, hooray, we did it.
We've got the fancy new fanfare that pops up with the really cool sunray effect.
I love it.
That's one of my favourite things.
Yes, well done, Lloyd. You showed us how to get the bronze objective for tutorial. But yeah, let's head into career mode.
Okie doke.
Let's have a look at the chat. Tala Ahmed asks, is there a Steam Workshop equivalent for consoles to share creations? I'll take this one, Lloyd. So the team have actually created the Frontier Workshop. It's amazing. The team did a fantastic job with it. We did do a basically a deep dive into the Frontier Workshop on the last stream. You can watch that on our YouTube, but to give you the rundown, basically, the Frontier Workshop was created for our console community because we know that the Planco fam love sharing their creations with each other, and we love seeing all the creations too. So you will be able to upload things to the Frontier Workshop. You'll be able to subscribe to them, download them in your parks. It's really cool. You should definitely check it out on the prior live stream after this one, of course. But it is available to watch on YouTube right now if you'd like to see how the Frontier Workshop works. So we are in career mode, right? I didn't actually see you launch it, so.
Well, this is one of the advantages of the Series X.
They're very speedy.
The super speedy load times. The next gen consoles have got these super fast hard drives that can just load it in next to no time. It's great. It's one of the many advantages. So here we are. This is it. We're in one of the first career levels. It's the third career level, I believe. This is one of my favourites, if I'm honest. I quite like this one. It's just nice. You've got a nice elevation change in there. You've got a coaster you want to complete, and there's lots of scenery to play with. So yeah, let's have a look at this. Should we build this coaster?
Yes, let's do it. I love watching you build a coaster. The team does a fantastic job with changing it so that you can build coasters very nice, streamlined, speedy. I love the newer coaster builder.
Yeah, so the coaster builder mostly uses the left stick for your controls. So when you move the stick up and down, that will move the track up and down. When you move it left and right, obviously you can't at the minute because it's a lift hill, but when you move it left and right, you can move it left and right. And these axes are actually, you can only affect one at a time when you're in angle snap, but if you turn angle snap off, you then get full movement
Very
up,
nice.
down, left, right. So it's a really cool, cool difference between the two. It's just one of the areas where we've paid a little bit of attention to it and thought, how is the experience going to feel on a pad?
Yeah.
So what's really nice about this is it's super fast when you're building this.
You are very speedy. This is why we always bring you on, Lloyd, because you're just so speedy. You do it so fast. It's just a joy to watch.
To extend it, you hold the X button or the equivalent on other platforms and use the left stick to go up and down. And as you can see, I mean, it's on the screen. You can use left trigger and right trigger to bank the track. And what you can also do in this, which I really like, is you can change the camera mode to the first person one.
Sorry everyone, it's behind my head.
Ooh.
Lloyd's doing it. Camera mode now, first person.
So camera mode, this is a new feature for console, and this allows you to build a coaster in first person mode. So it means that you can build it as if you're on the ride, which gives you a nice idea of how it interacts with the scenery in your park, how guests, how it's going to appear to the guests as they're riding around on the coaster. And it just gives you a little, it's that nice sort of sense of scale and sense of space.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks really good.
However, I am going to switch out of it because I'm a bit worried I'm going to not build it correctly.
It's going to look ghastly.
I'm going to make myself look silly on screen.
It's very good to have it, of course, when you're, as you said, going around like scenery and whatnot. But yeah, it's definitely, I enjoy definitely looking in that mode. A question that I wanted to ask you, Lloyd, is that we are in career mode, but there are actually another 2 modes available on Planet Coaster Console Edition. Can you tell us a little bit about them? Yeah,
so the other modes you've got are, you've got a sandbox mode, which enables you to place down rides, coasters, and scenery items and buildings and things without any monetary limits. So you can just go absolutely wild. You've also got the challenge mode, which is similar to sandbox, but you have various challenges to achieve and you have a monetary limit. So the idea with that one is you can choose from different difficulties. If you want to challenge yourself a bit more, you can pick the very hard difficulty. Or if you want to go easy, put it on easy. You can still have a bit more of the management aspect, but the main focus is obviously on being as creative as you want. There's no specific sort of, not story mode, it's career mode, if you like. There's no sort of specific career goals. It's all based on the objectives.
So I actually see Mike Vlogs YouTube has asked, after the roller coaster is built, can you go back to the build limit percent so we can see how much it takes up? Which I know is something that you actually wanted to do, Lloyd. So after you
I just realised I didn't bring it up beforehand, so we're not going to be sure what it was before. I think, yeah, we'll have a look.
I think before we did the stream, didn't you say it was something like 16?
16%, I think it is by default on this level. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Well, we'll know, obviously, when we look at it again afterwards, how much it's...
I'm going to be brave now and try and auto-complete this. Wow, look at that.
Oh, very nice. That was very speedy.
Let's see what happens with this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how it's gonna go, but you know, we love riding the coasters, Lloyd. You know, it's something that we're all very passionate about.
Dare I go on the ride?
Go on, I think yes. I think it's always nice to ride them. So yeah, we've touched on the career, we touched on challenge mode and the sandbox mode, but we are obviously playing career mode, and career mode is, I just love riding the coasters. Career mode is essentially working on objectives, fulfilling them, and doing the career mode of Planet Coaster, learning the ropes as much as you can, so that you will be ready to take on the other modes such as sandbox and challenge. I know challenge mode, you know, the name does fit. There are a lot of challenges in there that you'll have to adapt to on the fly. And you'll also have less money, for example, when you start them. But sandbox, yeah, if you'd like unlimited money, if you'd like to build just some wondrous, crazy things, then sandbox is definitely the mode for you. But the Frontier Workshop, that's always available in every mode. Yeah.
So it's always there in the pause menu. You can access it with the X button. You can or you can go down to it and click on it with A.
Oh yeah, Lloyd's in the way. But yeah, it's this big, it's the big button right at the bottom in the menu. Yeah. But yeah, you can always access that. So it's always fun to browse, creations uploaded by fellow community members. You know, have a look at them, take a look at them. So people did want to see how much the percentage has gone up.
Let's have a look. What are we on? 18%.
Nice. So that went up.
It's gone up by 2%.
Yeah.
Cool. So building that coaster has gone up by 2%.
Let me have a look at the chat. Emily Bagnall asks, how do you put a bench down?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question, actually. So bins and benches, obviously, your guests need those because otherwise they're not going to be very happy. I know I'm not happy if I'm walking around
with no seating
and there's no benches. Got to rest my legs.
Furious.
So you can filter them in the create menu. You've got this option where you can have everything at once. So if you want all the bins and benches and everything there, you can. Or you can filter by benches, or you've got your picnic benches, which can be placed in the middle of the path for your guests to sit down on. For now, we'll go for the barrel bench because that's the pirate-themed one. And it's as simple as selecting it. It will automatically snap to relevant placement locations. And there we are. Yeah, that's it. You're placing them down. Let's place somewhere guests are going to use them because they're not very useful there, let's be honest. Let's put them slightly off the path here. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
And while we're here, we'll put down some bins as well because otherwise it's going to be full of rubbish.
Whenever I've done a fun, creative live stream, I used to do them a lot for PC. People used to always vandalize my bins and benches, and it always happened near the end of a live stream. So just as I'm heading off, someone would do it, and I'm like, goodness gracious, what am I going to do now? And I have to work to fix it. So you have actually placed down one of the staff members. What does this staff member do, Lloyd?
So this janitor, he's obviously, you can see him sweeping up the rubbish there. He will sweep up rubbish. He will also clean up vomit if your guests are going on the sort of extreme rides.
Crazy rides.
Yep. He will also empty the bins, and you'll see him do that when they become full, which probably won't be during this because we haven't got that many guests. But yeah, he sort of compresses them down, and that's essentially emptying them. And he also does things like clean the toilets. So that's quite a cool little thing. You'll hear him whistling away as he cleans the toilets. He's very, very happy to be cleaning toilets. He loves it. But with the staff members, you've got to keep them happy. Obviously, they've all got their own thoughts. So I wonder if this guy's had any thoughts yet. He said everything's all right, I suppose. That's the most middle of the road thought.
My mantra towards life.
But he's fine. He's just been hired. His pay's decent enough. But this guy, he's going on a break, I believe. He thinks the job is a snooze fest, but he likes his pay. So, he's fine. He's heading to the staff building because his energy is a little bit low. And what you can also do is you can change their salary, you can give them work rosters, and you can even train them. So, you know, there's a lot of depth you can go into with this in the career mode if you really want to. And in some cases, there will be objectives to train staff as well. Let's train him because they get trained in staff buildings in most levels. So as he's on his way to the staff building, he might as well get some training while he's there.
I did want to say that we will actually be doing a giveaway today for a Planet Coaster Deluxe Edition copy, but I was just thinking about it because I was thinking about the entertainers and how much I love them and how much Gulpy has been robbed in the past of winning entertainer tournaments. Would you be able to place one of the entertainers? I know that our community does adore the entertainers.
Shall I place the best one, which is Chief Beef?
I hope you're joking, Lloyd. I hope you mean Gulpy.
Gulpy's not in this level at the minute.
No, it's fine. Chief Beef is
Let's
also
place
acceptable.
Chief Beef down. We'll also put King Coaster down, shall we? Let's put him somewhere else, because otherwise there's going to be some competition. They might fall out with each other. There we go. So he'll now walk around. That guest there is absolutely loving it. Let's see what his thoughts are.
That's how I feel about seeing the entertainers. I love seeing them. I did want to touch on the achievements that are available, because with Planet Coaster Console Edition, achievements and trophies are available. We are playing on the Xbox Series X, so we're going to focus on the achievements today. Lloyd, do you have a personal favourite achievement?
I think my personal favourite achievement is the one to make the coasters. I think there's a coaster, build a coaster that goes 250 miles per hour, because that's insanely fast. And yeah, you know, I'm a bit of a speed freak, so that's fine by me. Build a really fast coaster.
What is your favourite coaster?
My actual favourite coaster in the real world is Nemesis, because I like the history of it and how Alton Towers couldn't build above a certain height, so they built down into the pit. And it's just really cool to have this really cool twisted coaster built around the station, and you know how close it gets to the rocks and things. It's just awesome.
Lloyd,
I love it.
I prefer Nemesis Inferno at Thorpe Park.
I've not been on Nemesis Inferno.
Oh, well, I think you'd prefer it too. Although that's very controversial in the community. Every time I've said that, they're like, no, absolutely not. I mean, my favourite, my personal favourite coaster is, of course, the Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain at Disneyland Paris.
Nice. Okay,
I love that one. Johnny Boy Trumpet Guy says, I've already finished the tutorial and I'm absolutely in love with the game. Can't wait to start building my park. Lovely stuff. Yeah, so as we said before, the game is available right now. You can play it. It's available on current gen consoles. We are playing on the Xbox Series X. It's also available on the S. You can play that today. We're still waiting for the PS5 to launch, the PlayStation 5. But after that, you know, Planet Coaster Console Edition is available. You will be able to play it on the PlayStation 5. I love that achievement, Lloyd. I feel like I definitely, you know, like, because we can ride them, I would definitely build the fastest coasters possible and then, you know, ride them myself in the game.
And you can build some crazy stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because, you know, theme parks and coaster parks are shut at the moment. This does give you that really nice, it gives you the satisfaction of riding the coasters. I feel like a lot of the community are very sentimental with playing a game like this, because they do like, you know, recreating things that they've seen in real life and getting to ride them. So, we have another question, or rather a statement. Okay. I think it's, I don't know, Excelsa says, these controls look really smooth, to be honest. I wasn't so sure before, but great job. I agree. I think the team did an absolutely fantastic job with making them very smooth and just making them, you know, as enjoyable as possible. You all did a great job with the gamepad and bring it to consoles.
Yeah, I mean, it's down to our really, really talented team. We've had so many meetings and discussions where we've been through the game, playing it on a controller. We've given it to people who've never played the game before, who have never played Planet Coaster before, who've never played on a console before, you know, a bit of everything, because we wanted to make sure that a game as complex as this worked well on a controller. We've got the speed ramping, I think, just right on the camera movement. That went through so many iterations, you wouldn't believe it. Things like the radial menu, as we touched on earlier, it allows you to do so many cool things with your scenery placement. We've also added a cool new feature, which I'll just show you very quickly, which is we won't put a bin down because that's a bit simple, isn't it? Let's put down a planter, which is that's Design's favourite item. We've introduced something called the global snap option. So what this means is when you're placing items, you can actually activate Move Snap, and it will draw this grid out from your object. So this is the local snap that rotates with the item, and the idea is that you'll be able to place it at these intervals as you go along here. Ooh, it's gone off centre. I've just discovered a bug in the retail one. Well, we'll have to get on fixing that and put a patch out.
So I did actually want to touch on, people have been asking us about the piece-by-piece building, which is of course still available in Planet Coaster Console Edition. You also have the fantastic new blueprints that the team made. The art team, I think, went a little bit crazy with them for sure. They had a lot of fun with those new blueprints. But yeah, you still have the piece-by-piece building. You still have the ability to create, you know, something that's exactly in your image, which I know is why the Steam Workshop is so popular on PC, and that's why the Frontier Workshop will be so popular, because it allows everybody to, you know, create very unique creations. It will create things that you'll find when you're visiting the Frontier Workshop. You'll find something you'll think, that is exactly what I need in my park. And I think it just enables people to share creations that are very unique, very special to them, but they get to share them with everybody that's, you know, playing on their platform. So the the Frontier Workshop runs, you have the Xbox One and you have the PlayStation One. Something that we haven't actually mentioned before is that the Frontier Workshop, you can visit that via the website, and that is also on PC and mobile. So you can actually visit the Frontier Workshop on the go too, and check out the blueprints, see what you'd like in your park. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely worth checking out. I believe the website has launched, obviously, alongside the launch of Planet Coaster Console Edition, so you can visit that now. I believe all you need to do is just search Frontier Workshop on a search engine. Mello Cover says, now downloading through Game Pass, so excited. Yeah, we did have the Game Pass too, the Game Pass announcement, very exciting. People did ask, or they have been asking in the chat, if we can talk a little bit about the some of the enhancements that Next Gen provides, as we are on the Xbox Series X. Lloyd, what can our players expect to see on Next Gen consoles?
So on Next Gen consoles, you're going to have, obviously we've touched on briefly the increased amount for the Oswald Eugene counter. So there's a higher percentage available there. But what you're also going to notice is it's going to be running in native 4K. So, you know, it's going to be running at super high resolution. You're also going to be able to take advantage of the better load times. So with the next gen consoles, you've got the decreased load times, not increased. Everything else is getting bigger, but that's getting smaller, which is really cool. It's just a generally sort of smoother experience. And no, I thought that was going to happen. I don't want to delete the whole thing. I'll just undo that. There we go. And yeah, you can take advantage of on Xbox Smart Delivery as well. So that means if you buy the game on, I'll get the names right, the Xbox One, you'll be able to get that on the Xbox Series S and Series X for as a free upgrade. And that applies to both digital and physical. But do be careful if you have the physical copy, because if you buy the Series S, it obviously doesn't have a disk drive, so you will still need the disk drive to be able to play the game. Yeah. If you have the disc version.
Very
and the same applies to PlayStation as well, so you can you get your PS4, PS5 upgrade as well.
So I think while, you know, we had the last 15 minutes now of the stream, I would love to do a giveaway. So if you are in the chat, all you need to do is put exclamation deluxe edition, all one word, exclamation point deluxe edition, for a chance to win a Planet Coaster Deluxe Edition code on the platform of your choice as well. When we pick a winner, we'll contact you and you just tell us the platform that you'd like to play on. So that's all you need to do, exclamation point deluxe edition in the chat. Just put it as one word. But yeah, this has been a very interesting stream, Lloyd. You've built a fantastic coaster in the tutorial. Sorry, in this version
one,
rather.
Yeah, down it here. It's not my greatest work, but you know, we're within the monetary limit. We've got $361 left. So.
Oh, that's terrible. But yeah, let's have a look at the chat. I see some people already sending in exclamation deluxe edition. That's all you need to do. Let me have a look. Yep, so we have touched on the enhancements. So as Lloyd was saying, full native 4K, HDR support. You've got it takes advantage of the console's SSD. But yeah, there's also something that we need to touch on, which is the fact that we're extending our pre-order bonus until the 24th of November. Lloyd, I know that we can't actually show the coaster today at the moment. We will be doing, but we have shown it before. Would you be able to tell us a little bit about that coaster? I think you're much better at it than I am.
Yeah, so it's called Oswald's Magnificent Machine, and it's basically a coaster that was the first coaster designed by the character Oswald B. Thompson, who is the first character you meet in the tutorial, and you also hear from in this section here. As you can see him in the top left there. You can replay his dialogue on the
Great
intro
hair.
to the level. He's got great hair, hasn't he? Yeah. It's like my hair's going to be bigger than that soon if it carries on the way it goes. So yeah, he basically put this coaster together that's built up of spare parts. So it's got things like springy hands off the side, you've got rockets on the side of the coaster, you've got a car bonnet on the front, and I believe there's you've got like an umbrella that sticks up as well. So it's like there's a bit of everything on there. It was the first thing he put together. It's a steel-topped wooden coaster, and yeah, you can do all sorts of cool, twists and turns with it, and it's a nice little fun coaster that's available if you pre-order the game. And obviously, as you said, we'll be extending that slightly.
Yes. So yeah, we will be extending it till the 24th of November. And just to let everybody know, if you purchase, you must purchase any digital version of the game before then. You will be eligible for the Oswald's Magnificent Machine. We have showed it on stream before, so you can check it out. On our prior streams, we've done a couple on the Planet Coaster Console Edition, such as the Frontier Workshop 2. So I know that a question from the chat was asking if we could show anything from the Frontier Workshop. We did do that on the last stream. It's not something that we're going to focus on today. So definitely do check out one of our prior streams. We've also focused on things like path building. We've focused on coaster building a bit more. We've taken a look at terrain editing. So if you just want to have another closer look at some of the features that might interest you more, such as the path building, for example, we have done that on prior streams, and I definitely recommend checking that out. So I can't actually see. The chat was going quite fast, so I don't know if I'm going to leave it for a little while longer. I think we're going to leave exclamation deluxe edition if you'd like to win a copy on a platform of your choice. I think we're going to leave that running a little while longer. Let me just have a look. Oh, Lloyd, I was just thinking, so we do have like go-karts, which is something that we haven't actually shown before, but we do also have the shooting ride. And I know we did look at that in a prior stream, but sorry, I'm just reading the chat at the same time. Could you tell us a little bit about those additions? Because I know people love interactive stuff, and I think they will really love the shooting ride, which we have shown before, but for anybody that hasn't seen it already, please give a little insight as to what that is.
Do we want to have a quick look at it while I'm talking about it?
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
The quick load times on the Series X, we can do this. So yeah, the shooting ride was something we've added. It was a free update on PC, and obviously the free updates are all coming to console. So it's available from day one in the console version, and essentially you can build a shooting ride where you sit in the ride and you fire a little light gun at targets, and you get a score, and it keeps your score, and you can enter that into the high score table at the end. The really cool thing about it, though, is you can actually completely customize it. So you can set up a custom one. So if you say shoot, I don't know, you shoot something like a car, then you can have it set to, react to that. Or you can have a light turn on when you shoot a light switch or whatever. There's all sorts of crazy stuff you can do with it. And yeah, the one that we provide for free is the quick draw option. I think this is actually slightly above ground, so let me just lower it down ever so slightly.
Very precise. Something I'm actually terrible at doing, and I did wrong on every stream prior to these ones.
That just shows the controls, because you can be that precise if you really want to.
Yeah.
So we put it into testing mode, and we'll test the shooting ride. So this is where there are two options. You've got your fixed camera, which means the camera moves with the ride, or you've got free cam, which is more like a first-person shooter. So this is the fixed camera. So the idea is, as you go along, I'm not going to be very good at this because I'm trying to talk to camera at the same time. You can control it with the left or right stick in fixed camera mode, and you can use the triggers to shoot the targets. And yeah, not very good at this.
Lloyd, everybody's watching, everybody's focusing. You have to get your game face
I am
on.
terrible. Yeah, so it's an interesting one. You can set up, like I say, you can set up all sorts of custom things, and have them react to each other or react to various triggers. You can even set it so that when you shoot a target, it sets off a sequence of triggers that you set up with the sequence editor, and that will then, I don't know, set off fireworks or something. So it's really cool. Oh, I lost my combo now.
So this is something that you can actually do with other rides. It's just that in this one, if you shoot certain targets, you can make that trigger certain effects. But you, of course, when you are making coasters, like editing around your park, you can set things off so that, we still have fireworks, for example. I know that's something a lot of people were really interested in if we still had. We do, of course, have things like fire effects and whatnot. So you can really make the coasters and essentially the park your own and make it as cool, as unique as you'd like it to. As I touched on earlier, I know that people love really recreating. Oh, Lloyd, come on, focus.
I panicked.
People love really recreating things that they've seen in real life, but we do obviously have people in the community that also love just getting a little bit crazy with it and just building something that, comes to mind. So yeah, you do have the freedom to create some really cool things. You can set off triggers and whatnot. You can, as Lloyd was saying, with this one, you've got the shooting ride. We also have things like go-karts and whatnot. So we do have a large variety of rides that you can check out. And most of them also come with the blueprints as well. Like this, for
Absolutely,
example.
Yeah. So this is a blueprint that you'll get with the game. Place that down. And it means that you don't have to worry about building your own kart track if you don't want to. You can still do that. But yeah, it's up to you, essentially. If you want to build a custom one, you can do that. That's available on the right stick in these menus, same as coasters. You can just create custom, and it shows you the various options. And then coasters, you've got the same.
Yeah, it's lovely stuff. As I said before, we have actually showed more in-depth coaster building. You can check that out on our YouTube channel. But I do find that it is time to pull a winner from the chat.
Ooh, okay, exciting stuff.
If I could have a winner, please. It's been a fun stream today, Lloyd. You've done a fantastic job as per. And I do always appreciate having your very speedy building on, because you do a cracking job with it. But if I could have a winner. But while I'm waiting for that, I will say again, Planet Coaster Console Edition is available to purchase right now, so you can be playing it at this time. The game has launched. I know a couple of people will be watching this and also loading the game up, playing it themselves, having a go. And we do really recommend checking out the tutorial. It's something that with the gamepad, you like controls, you see how speedy Lloyd can do it, but it will teach you to be able to do that. You'll be able to build fantastic parks with our pre-made blueprints, with the new smooth, very speedy controls. You can build a park up within minutes if you'd like to, just to get a feel for it, but we do really recommend checking out the tutorial. And then of course, if you'd like to, you do have the career mode to test your skills. You do have sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. You do have the sandbox mode if you'd like unlimited money, and you do have challenge mode in case you'd like to just face a challenge, have limited money, see how good you are at park management, just to really test it. And I do think there's something for everyone in this game. You do have the ability and freedom to create what you would like. Mellow Cover says 53% downloaded, can't contain my excitement. It's just an exciting day in general. I know that we are on the Twitch front page today, and there's a lot of people in here that may have never seen the game before. Please do check out our YouTube channel if you're interested. We have done a lot of deep dives. We've shown off a lot of content on the game. Just please check it out if you'd like to see it. Stephen Nolan says, good morning, I'm playing right now and it's amazing how well it controls. Yeah, it's a testament to the team. They did an absolutely fantastic job. This, it was never a port. It was, you recreated Planet Coaster for the console, and I think the team did an amazing job with it. Zombo Official says, what's the difference between normal and deluxe edition? I will leave this one to you, Lloyd.
So, they've got the two main editions are normal and deluxe edition. The deluxe edition contains 2 extra packs, so they are the Magnificent Rides Collection and the Classic Rides Collection. I believe in total there's 18 new rides spread across both of those. So there's just a few extra rides you can place down in your parks, and yeah, they will come with the deluxe edition. They will also be available separately in the store if you want to purchase those outside of that. So you can absolutely do that. And they then become available in your rides menu, and you can actually filter by them as well. So we've made it so if you want to just look at your new ones, you can filter by the Magnificent Rides collection, or your classic rides, and yeah, it's they're really, really cool. You've got some really nice little. My favourite is this one, Swift Drifters, which I believe
People
is in
love
the classic.
Swift Drifters. I remember when we accidentally revealed this when we were still building towards the campaign, and people were like, oh my goodness, these 18 rides that do come with the deluxe edition, because you do have the Magnificent Rides collection and the classic rides collection. They are all based on iconic rides from around the world. There are some that you'll see it and you'll think, yeah, I know exactly where that's from. It was very fun to reveal them on PC, but yeah, it was very exciting to see the reactions. We do actually have a winner too, but first I'm going to say, I think it's pronounced Farihin. I'm really sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Says, thank you for creating console edition. Been 4 years, I've been waiting for it, and I'm happy that it's happened. Yay! So
awesome.
The winner of Planet Coaster Deluxe Edition on the platform of your choice, just let us know, is Topher L. Congrats!
Congratulations.
Yes, please email community@frontier.co.uk. That is community@frontier.co.uk with the platform that you'd like to play it on, and we'll be sure to get a code over to you. Congratulations. But we are coming up to the end of the stream today. That is all that we have time for. We hope that you've enjoyed seeing Planet Coaster Console Edition on the Xbox Series X. It is the first time that we were able to show it on next gen. Obviously, we were always waiting for it to release. So yeah, we wanted to show you it running on next gen on launch day. We have been playing on the Xbox Series X. And it's been a very fun stream, Lloyd. Thank you for joining me. As always, you've done an incredible job. I'm always very grateful to have you as a guest. You always show everything as brilliantly as, I'm terrible at playing games and talking, but Lloyd always does a fantastic job. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Well, hopefully people are going to be enjoying playing the game today, and yeah, excited to see what creations people come up with. Do be sure to put them on the workshop, share them on social media, show off your screenshots. It's really cool to see all the excitement and buzz around it. And like I say, if you've got Game Pass, just go and download it.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly, yeah. So Planet Coaster Console Edition, it is available right now. You can be playing it today if you'd like to on current gen consoles and the Xbox Series X/S. PlayStation 5, we are still waiting for the PlayStation 5 to launch, the PlayStation 5. So once that's launched, you will be able to play it. All you need to do to get your hands on Planet Coaster Console Edition is just check out the console platform store of your choosing and just purchase it on there. We do have the Planet Coaster Console Edition and the Planet Coaster Deluxe Edition that comes with the Magnificent Rides Collection and Classic Rides Collection. And of course, as we said earlier, if you purchase the game digitally before the 24th of November, you will be eligible for the Oswald's Magnificent Machine, the very cool looking pre-order exclusive coaster. But that is all that we have time for today. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you've had a good time. And Lloyd, thank you for joining me as per usual. You're always a fantastic guest to have on. Thank you all for watching. Please now go and play the game. Please enjoy it. But we'll be back soon. And as we said, we hope that you have fun today. Bye, everybody. I need to find the screen. Yeah, there we go. Bye.